What is up, YouTube family? Hope everybody's good today. Hope everybody's been doing well. Taking off a couple days. Back on here now. Just, ran into a funny story the other day, and I just kind of wanted to bring it up. The whole Steve Bannon thing. For you guys that haven't heard, Bannon's now saying that the papal election was rigged and that the Pope was brought in there. Pope Leo was brought in there because he's a Trump hater, and it was all set up. And supposedly he's claiming that the Pope had talked to his brother days before ever even being elected to about the name he was going to take and this and that. To me, this type of rhetoric is very dangerous. Bannon's over here. Bannon to me is, in my opinion, Bannon is a major talking head for the regime. And when I say that, and what I mean by that is he's basically the water tester. Bannon comes out here and says and does things that he knows aren't true. Like not too long ago talking about Trump could get elected to a third term. Bannon's speaking to a very specific group within the supporters of MAGA. These are the people who go down the conspiracy rabbit holes constantly. No matter what, they're going to turn it into a conspiracy theory that a lot of times just doesn't make any sense. And I know people think, oh, you just don't believe in conspiracies. And I do. And I know about a lot of them, and I've also studied many of them, going back to Haight-Ashbury, MK Ultra, and things of those sorts that the government and CIA has been into for many years, even before I was around. But nevertheless, that's not the topic here. We're going back to Bannon. Bannon is a con man. And it's really sad because the people he cons are his diehard listeners. That's who he cons. It's not the people who are on the edge and kind of not, they're Republicans, but they don't really delve into the whole Alex Jones and Steve Bannon type realm of that type of politics. But it really goes out to the people who really support him, going back to even his wall scam, where, he had put up basically equivalent to like a GoFundMe, to where he was asking people for money to build this wall. Well, turns out Bannon never put any money towards material or anything towards the wall. He took the money himself, and that's the reason he did prison time. But Bannon will tell you that it was the deep state who got him locked up, and it was all set up, and their standard call words that they use, witch hunt. It was a witch hunt against Bannon. It was all rigged. These are all playbooks from Trump's lawyer, Ray Cohn. Cohn was known to tell everybody, never admit you're guilty and never admit when you're wrong. And always throw a shiny object out there so they'll look at it so they don't see what's going on over here. It's right out the Ray Cohn handbook. This whole thing about the Pope is completely ludicrous and stupid, if you ask me. I mean, for him to say it was rigged, it reminds me of going back to the 2020 election where people like Rudy Giuliani and the Mike Pillow guy, who's now struggling to hold on to his whole business itself because of the whole scandal with that and him getting sued by Dominion voting machines for hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's all that whole group of people right there. All they're out to do is make there be a cast of doubt here. You know, it's a typical lawyer's playbook. Like I said, it's right out the Ray Cohen playbook. Cohen was known to do these tactics, and they're basically been used for many, many decades because they work. You know, you want to put doubt out there to people and have people like Sidney Powell, Mike Pillow, Rudy Giuliani, Steve Bannon, and the list goes on of these guys that basically come out here and they know their target audience. So what they're doing is not only are they making a cast of doubt or even a conspiracy of what the actual reality is to these people, but they're also playing a dangerous game. You know, this could cause the people getting hurt or even offed because of the rhetoric that's being spewed by these guys. You know, there could be some maniac out here right now somewhere, and he could be watching what these guys are saying and decide, oh, you know what? He's right. This person needs to go. And it's a dangerous playing field to play on. Politics has definitely changed in America, and I don't really like the way it's going. I miss the days of Crossfire when you had even Pat Buchanan against a liberal guest, and you'd have another conservative guest, a liberal guest, and they would actually talk policies and politics. But now it seems that we're crossing into a whole new age of conspiracy, hate, and it's a dangerous slope to try to ski on. Well, that's my couple words for today. Please, guys, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys coming back to the channel. I'm not going to, I'm going to keep the channel going. A lot of you haven't heard, but a lot of people who create content on YouTube are starting to get pissed off because they're not making the money they were making. Well, I'm not on here to make any money. I'm just not kind of on here to vent and express my opinion. You may agree or disagree with my opinion, and that's okay. We can always discuss and debate like it was supposed to be done, and not by being childish, hateful, and spewing rhetoric that doesn't need to be spewed regardless of what political line you fall on. Anyhow, thanks again, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.